So guys, welcome back to CodeHype. And today in this class, we will be talking about variables, about data types, and we'll see what we can cover in this lecture. So let me first create a new folder here in my VS Code. I will create this as lecture 2. Okay, and inside this lecture 2, so I have, like code inside this lecture 1 only. Now I will create this folder here, new folder, and this will be lecture 2, and inside this lecture 2 I will be creating a new file that will be variables.py. So this is the extension for this. Okay, so now we are into this variables.py. Now see what we can say about variables. Suppose I write x is equal to hi. Okay, so if I am writing x is equal to hi inside this code, and when I will print x, okay, I am printing this x and I am running this program. So what is on your screen, hi is printed. Okay. Now suppose if I update this x is equal to cat. Now if I will press this, what will happen? Cat is appearing on your screen in the output. So what is happening here? A variable x, I have created a variable x, and to this variable I have assigned a literal hi to this variable. Okay, so when I am moving my cursor towards x, it is telling you that this x is a variable and this hi is a literal. That literal has been assigned to x. Okay, and when I update this variable x is equal to cat, and then I print x, what is on my screen? It is cat. So the simple thing is that when you create a variable x, and whenever you assign certain value to x and update it as many times, the recent updated value will be showing on the screen when you run this program. Now, say if I am, entering this x is equal to dog. Okay, and when you run this program and do this, what will happen? Dog is displaying here. And suppose if I delete all this cat and dog and again I press this run button, what will happen? Hi is showing. So basically, what is happening? A variable x is there and literal is hi that I have created this. So when you print this x, the value that is given to this variable will be displayed when you run this program. Okay. Now I am, erasing all this, and let me create a variable called number. Num. Num is equal to 9. Num is equal to 9, and I am going to print this variable called num. Okay, and I am printing this variable. So what is showing on your screen? Number 9 is showing on your screen. Suppose I am, saying that this num is equal to this number, and then I print this variable called num. Now, when I run this using shift plus enter, what is showing you? 9, that was your first variable. Okay, so it is printing this 9 because we have this command here. Let me remove this. Now, if I run this program, what I am, what is showing on the screen? This number, not 9, because this 9 has been updated to this thing. Okay, so whenever we are creating a variable and we update this variable, the earlier value will not show. Okay, it is of no use now. Unless you delete this recently updated value, the earlier value has no significance. That is the thing that you should keep in mind. Okay, now let me tell you about data types. Okay. And before that, let me tell you what is commenting. So suppose I write print, this is our second second class. Okay. Of This is our second class of programming. Okay. Programming in Python. So this is what I have written. Okay. Now if I run this, what is on your screen? So first let me clear this. Clear. Okay. And now if I run this, what will happen? Okay. So it is saying that this is our second class of programming in Python. So I have printed this statement. Okay. What I want now, I want to, say that, suppose x is equal to India. Okay. I am printing this. So it is, saying when you will, I will print this x. Now see what happens. This is our second class of programming in Python. Then India is showing on your screen. Okay. India is showing on your screen. Now what I want to know that what type of, data type is this X. So India, as we all know, is a string. So there are essentially many data types. So before that, I was talking about what is commenting. So let me delete this. When I print this, when I have, using this print function and writing this is our second class of programming in Python. When I run this, you will see this. This is our second class of programming in Python. Now, what is commenting? If I, type something, this is my comment. This is my comment. What I have done, I have, put this hashtag before my, actual string, and I am not using any quotes. Simply, I am, giving this hashtag and I am writing anything. I am writing anything. And if I, run this program, what is being executed? The thing that is in the print statement is executed, and this is called commenting. So my comment is my thing that is not, being interpreted by this Python. This is for my use. I can comment anything that will be, not giving any effect to your program. So whenever you run your Python program, only thing that is inside your print statement will be executed. This hashtag. This is a comment thing which is for our general use. So what I am doing now, I will use this comment and I am writing we are studying about data types. Okay, data types. So I am writing this. We are studying about data types, and I am writing there are many data types. Many data types. First is called as string. Second is integer. Third is float. Fourth is like Boolean data type. Fifth is like list. So these are the data types that we will be studying. But for your information, if I run this, nothing will be executed. Why? Because this is a comment. This has nothing to do with your code. This is just for your reference. You can type anything you want for your reference. Okay. So suppose I am writing x is equal to hello world. Again, we are writing this hello world. Okay. And say I will print this x. Now what will happen? When I will print this x, hello world will be, printed on your terminal. Now I want to know what is the data type of x. So the, I will print the data type of, and outside this, I will put a comma and I will write x, that is our variable, that is hello world. And then I will write is, and then this is what? Is what? Then I will create another print statement and I will write type of A, type of X. Okay, so see what I am doing. Okay, what is happening? I am creating a variable X is equal to hello world. So this hello world is a string type of data that we are discussing. There are many data types. First is a string. A string, anything inside the code is your string data type. Okay. I am printing this X. X is hello world. So on your screen, hello world is printed. Now I am printing a simple statement that the data type of X is this. So X is your variable that is updated as hello world. So it will display the data type of hello world because X is hello world is, and then I will type print type of x. When I am type using this variable like type of x, so this type of x will display you what is the data type of, what is the data type of your, variable x. So I am printing this. So it will say that this is of the class string. Str stands for string. Int stands for integer. Okay. So this is what is happening here. I hope you understand this. Now what I will do, let me talk, tell you something more about commenting. So whenever comment, you want to comment a single line, you can use this hashtag. But what if I want to, comment all of this so that I will write, further inside this, and all of these will not be executed. Like if I run this program, this is, executed. But what if I comment this? If I comment this line X, if I comment this individually, what will happen? What will happen? Nothing will happen now if I run this program. Nothing will happen because what is happening? We have commented this. You can see the change of color. It has been changed to green color or it will be changed to any color depending on the theme that you are using. So you can see all of these are comment now. Whatever I have written has become a comment. Okay. So whenever I am pressing this, nothing is happening because there is nothing to execute. Okay. Now, let me go back to our this thing where I had this x is equal to hello world. I was printing this x, so hello world was printed on your screen. Then I will print the what is the type of x. Print the type of x, so it will say that the type of x is of class str, which means what? It is a string. Okay, okay. Now what I want is I want to, comment this whole thing at once. I don't want to put hashtag before this again and again because this will be very, a wasteful process. It will take more time and I don't want to do this. I want to, you know, like comment a whole lot long statement in a single go. What I will do. So for this, before starting of this, you have to use these three symbols, three times here and then three times here, and the whole statement is now, a comment, the red color symbol. So what you have to do, you have to put three dots here, then three dots here. Okay, this is single quote, three times single quote here, three times single quote at the end of this line. And when I, execute this, nothing is being executed. Why? Because whole of this has been turned into a comment. So there are two method of commenting. So I am writing this. There are two methods of commenting in Python. First one, first using has. Okay, and second method is using this at the beginning and this at the end. Okay, so you can use these symbols at the beginning, at the and at the end for multiple lines. This is for single line. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now what I am doing is I am moving, I let me clear this my screen. But now what I am doing is I am creating another file, that is ch2.py anything. Okay, so I am out of this. Now what I am doing, I am, telling you about data types. Okay. So first we are discussing, let me again recall this. First we are discussing strings. Now see how I am using the comments thing. So I am, creating this comment that we are studying about strings. So a string may, my first statement is like name is equal to INDIN Institute of Technology. Okay, so this is a variable name, and I have assigned a name, Indian Institute of Technology to this. Okay, and whenever I print this name, what will happen? Print name, and I will run this command. What will happen? It will print my string. My variable is name, and I have, assign this thing to my variable name. And whenever I print name, whatever that I am assigning to this variable called name, that will be printed. Okay. Now we know what is the data type. What is the data type of this name? The data type that has been assigned to this name is string data type. So you want to know what is the data type. So I am creating another variable y that will store the type of name. Okay, the type of name. So y will store the type of name, and whenever I print y, now see what will happen when I run this program. So what is happening? So first of all, I have created a variable called name, and I have assigned a literal to this variable name, that is this thing. Whenever I print this name, this will be printed, and you can see this has been printed here. Now I am assigning another variable y. Now this variable stores, let me comment this. So this is the use of comment. I will write that this variable y stores the type of data, or I will say stores the data type of variable name. Okay. So whatever is the data type of the variable name, and when I print y, so this is executed. So there are two print statements that will be executed. First, it will print your variable name. Secondly, it will print the, what is the type of your data that you are storing in the variable name. Okay, I think this is clear. Now what I am saying that let me, comment this that, let me comment this thing. Okay, print y, let me comment this. Uh, let me comment this. Okay, I am commenting this so that this will be not executed now. Okay, name, let me comment this also. I am commenting this also. I am commenting this also. Okay, so we are out of this. Now, whenever I will run this program, nothing will be executed because, everything that is here is, commented. Now, what I am doing that I am creating another variable called my variable is like it's called var1. Okay, variable 1. So I am creating this variable var1, and I am giving it a value called Mumbai. Okay, I am giving it a value called Mumbai. I am creating another variable called a, and this variable a will store the type of var1. So this will store the type of variable 1. Now I will print. What I will print? I will print a. So this a will, tell you what is the type of this variable Mumbai. var1, that is Mumbai, and I can also print var1 comma A. Now see what will happen. Whenever you write this VAR1 comma A, what will happen? Right? It will print your VAR1, that is Mumbai, and comma A. What is A? A is the type of variable one. So it will print two things using a space between these. So let me execute this command, see what will happen. So what is happening here? What is happening here? In the same line, you are getting this. My variable one is Mumbai, my type of this variable one, that is stored in another variable a, that is string, and whenever I print this variable 1 comma a, it will say that my variable 1 is Mumbai and the class of this variable is string. Okay, now here if I will update this variable var1, var1 is my variable. Now if I update this to Delhi, delhi, okay. So variable one is Mumbai. Now I am creating another variable called variable one. It means that what? It means what? That I am updating the variable one, that is Mumbai, to Delhi, and I execute the same command and see what happens now. Now instead of Mumbai and class string, it is showing Delhi and class string. Means what? Whenever you assign a value to the same variable, older variable value, the older literal that is there is being updated. And this thing is like this. Okay. Now let me tell you this. I am, again using this var1, that is my variable, and I am assigning this a number like 9. Okay. Now run this. Now what is happening? Your number is displayed here because this var1 is, updated. Okay, and a is the type of var1 and this number is a integer. That is why you are getting this data type. This is of class integer. When I was writing Delhi, this was of class, string. When I am writing number 9, this is of class integer. What if I, write this inside this quotes? Now this number 9 is not a integer. This is inside this quote, so it will be treated as a string. So see, this number 9 is now behaving as class str, means it is a string. Okay, so this is how this behaves. I can also do this. I can also do this. I can write 1.23 and now execute this. Now when I am writing this 1.23 and I am printing this variable 1 and a, so this variable 1 is 1.23 and this is of class float. So we have, the three basic variable data types What was that? First was a string, that is, str. String was, any character that is inside the quotes. Then I had numbers. Numbers may we had what? We had first integers. Integers are like the whole numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 88, this number, 0. These are integers. Then I have 1.2, this type of things. 8.8, 0.99. This is called float value. This is called what? Float value. So this is, three data type that we have. So first, let me, comment all of this. What I will do this. Okay, I am commenting this. Now this has nothing to do with my program. And let me close this. Now let me write something else. So we are talking about what? Variables. Okay, variables. So my variable is x. This is now 7. When I print this x, what is happening? What is happening? You know, 7 is now printed. Okay. So this is and this variable is case sensitive. Means what? Small when I am writing x is equal to 7 and I am writing x is equal to 9. Now print this. So this 7 is being updated to 9. Now let me write one thing. I am writing capital X, not a small x. Now this capital X is equal to 10. What will happen if I print this capital X? You know capital X, not a small x. You know what will happen? Let's see. It is printing the number 10. So what it means that this small x and capital X are different. So I will write small x and capital X are different. Are different. What does it mean? It means that the variable name is case sensitive. Case sensitive. Okay. Is case sensitive. It means when I am writing x is equal to 7 and I print x, 7 is there. When I am writing x is equal to 9 and I print a small x, you know, 7 is updated to 9. But when I am assigning capital X is equal to 10, the computer, understands, creates another, memory for capital X. Whenever this small x is there and 7 is there and you update it to 9, so 7 is not in the memory, it captures 9 only. But when you are using a another different uppercase character, this is a different variable. So this is what that I want you to know, that the name of the variable that you are giving, these are case sensitive. So whenever you are using a variable name, so you know your capital letter and small letter in variable name can simply alter the variable completely. Say for example, I have this variable called name. Name is equal to Amit. Okay, and I print this name. Okay, so let me erase all this. uh, Let me comment this basically. Okay, I have commented this. Okay, so I have this variable called name is equal to Amit. Okay, and I am printing this print name. So what will happen? It will print Amit. Okay. Now I can write again. I will update this variable. Name is equal to Ankit. Okay. Now what will happen when I print this? This Amit will be updated to Ankit. Okay. And when I am creating another variable, say I am giving this name where N is, in capital letter, not in a small letter. Now what will happen? What will happen now? Name is equal to uh, Piyush. Okay. And when I print this small name, then even after that, Ankit is being displayed. Why? Because my variable is having this small letter. When I am, changing this to capital N, now this is calling this variable here. Okay. Now this variable is Piyush, so it will print you Piyush. Okay. So this is what is, string. Okay. Now I am creating another Python file called string.py. Okay. So let us talk more about strings. Strings, okay. So strings are like this. X is equal to like coffee. I am writing this as India. Okay, X is equal to India. What is the type of X? What if I want to know the type of X? This is the type of X I am creating. I can simply print this print type of X. So I am writing this. and I have to use this bracket. So kindly, observe how I am coding, and this is how you can also code. Okay. So what is, I am creating a variable x is equal to India, and when I run this program, print the type of x. So type of x, as we all know now that this is a string. So this is how it behaves. So class string is there. Okay. Now let's talk more on string. So the topic is more on string. Okay. What if I write what is the length of x? So I can write, x is equal to length of x. Len, that is a length function. X is equal to length of x, and I will print what is the value of this small x. Okay, let me run this. The length of x is 5. How many letters are in India? N-D-I-A. So there are 5 letters. So length of x is 5. I-N-D-I-A. Okay. So this is how you can count how many words are in this string. Okay. How many letters are in this string. Okay. Let me change this to United States of America. Okay. Now execute the same. So in the whole thing, there are like 24, characters. So this is showing this. So let me change this to what? To coffee. Okay. COFFEE, or let me change this to biscuits. Okay. Now run this. So x is equal to biscuits. It will print the type of x. X is of string. And then I am creating another variable x that will store the length of x. And I am printing this x. Essentially, I am printing the length of x. So how many letters are in biscuits? BISCUITS. So there are 8 letters. So it is showing you that it is of type. It is of class string. And then there are 8 characters. Okay. So this is what it is showing. Now, what if I want to know what is the first letter in X? What is the second letter in X? How will I know? So let me, comment all of this. So I am commenting this. I am pressing shift and then this code 3 times. One, two, three. So this is, comment. Okay. So I am using commenting feature. I am commenting multiple lines in a single go so that this will not be executed. So my variable X is equal to biscuits. So let me tell you that this is not a comment now. This X is not commented. This thing is commented, so this thing will not be executed. This green thing will not be executed, but my variable X is equal to this. Okay, so this is there. Now I am writing, X is equal to apple. Okay, X is equal to apple, and I am printing X. I am printing X, and I am also printing the type of X. So I will put X comma type of X. So what will be on my screen? It will print this thing. It will print X is equal to apple, and the type of X is of class string. Okay, so it is saying str. Now I want to know print what? I want to know the length of this. So I will create another comma and I will write length of x. Okay. So now what will happen? So I am pressing this. So it is showing print x, type of x, and length of x. So this is printing x. X is equal to apple. Class of x, type of x is a string. And how many characters are in apple? There are 5 characters in apple. So this is showing me the length of my string x. Now I want to know the first letter in my variable x, and which is equal to apple. Okay, so we know the first letter is 1. So in Python, the first letter is 0. What do I mean by this? X of 0, I am writing print under in the bracket I will write x. Now you see this is a square bracket x of 0. Now see what will happen. So I am printing x of 0. इसका मतलब ये होता है कि x of 0 means what? The first I am calling the first letter. X of 0 means calling first letter of x. Okay. Now let me run this. So when I am calling the first letter of x, I will print x of 0. My x is apple. So x first letter is, A. Okay. Second time I will print x of 1. X of 1. Now what will happen? X of 1 is p. Okay. So AP. So what is important here? So let me comment this A double P L E. Okay. So x of zero. What is x of zero? X of zero is your first letter, that is A. Now what is x of one? Your x of one is small p. Then what is your x of 2? Your x of 2 is again p. What is your x of 3? Your x of 3. What is the x of 3 here? X of 3 is what? Again A double P L. What is x of 4? What is x of 4? X of 4 is E. What is length of x? What is length of x? Length of x is len of x is what? Len of x is 5. So I have commented this, and whenever you will, call these functions like I am, typing print len of x. What is len of x now? So let me execute this. Print len of x. So len of x is 5. Now I will print what? I will print what? Let me comment all this now again. Okay. Print len of x. Now I will print x of 4. X of, okay. What is the fourth? X of 4. X of 4 is the last letter. That is the first letter. So that is what you should know. That zeroth letter is the first letter. So the last letter is length minus 1. What is the length? Length is fifth letter. And so the last letter is 4. Is the fourth letter. According to this, because it starts with 0, it will not start with 1. A of 0 is small. A of, the zero matlab x of 0 is capital A. X of 1 is P. Okay, that is why x of 5. So what if I will write x of 5? So x of 4 is the last letter, right? This is E. If I will write x of 5, what does it mean? I am calling the fifth letter or sixth letter. X of 5 means what? X of 5 means we are calling the sixth letter. The sixth letter because it starts with 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This 5 is essentially sixth letter and Apple has only 5 characters. So sixth letter is your index out of range. When you will run this will, encounter an error. So this is called index error. It says that string index is out of range because the length of x was what? Length of x was 5. It can go max up to 5. This was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. The fifth letter is the x of 5 is the sixth letter and it has only 5 letter. So it has gone out of range. So this is what you should know about a string. Secondly, I am, uh, you know, doing what? I am commenting all of this. Let me, create another file. Okay, more on string22.py. I am creating a new file. Okay, so we were talking about strings. What we studied now, we have studied that these strings. Let me, clear all of this. Let me. We are saying that this string is like apple. X is equal to apple. I can print x. I can print small x. Okay, this will print you apple. Then I can say that I don't want to print apple. I want to print type of x. What is the type of this x? X is the variable. So print type of x. So when I write this, what happens? It will say the type of x. Okay. See, this is an error. Type is not defined. I have done a mistake. So there is spelling mistake. So it will encounter an error. So I will write print type of x. So let me correct this. Print type of x. So this type of x is now what? This is of class string. Okay. Now I can also print what? Length of x. What is the length of this string? So there is this len function. This will define you the length of this. So the length is 5. I can also print what? I can also print what is the first letter now. So I can print or I can create another variable y is equal to x of 0. X of 0 means what? What is the first character in the string? Okay, x of 0. And I will print this what? Print. I will write the first, the, uh, first character, the first letter is, then outside this bracket, I will write this is equal to y. Okay, this is how we assign this variable. So this print function will firstly write this thing that the first letter is, and then it will go outside this, a quotes mark, and I have put this comma, and I have assigned a variable y. This variable y will tell you that what is the first letter. First letter is x of 0. And what is x of 0? X of 0 is capital A. So when I run this program, it will say that the first letter is A. Okay. Now, if I say that x of 1, what is x of 1? X of 1 is the second letter. So I will write this that the second letter is this. And then I run this program. So it says the second letter is P. Okay. Now what if I want to know what is the last letter? The length is 5. So the last letter would be x of 4. Okay. So this will be the last letter. So last letter is Y. So this last letter is E. What if I want to, let me remove this, and I am simply printing x of 5. What will happen? What will happen? X of 5 is, an error. It says index out of range. Why? Because the length of x is 5, and we are doing this x of 5 is essentially the sixth character, and it has only 5 characters. Now we will talk about how to join two strings, that is called concatenation. 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 Okay, what is here? So we are talking about this concatenation. Let me read that x is equal to, let me remove all of this now. Okay, x is equal to, x is equal to Chennai. Okay, and y is equal to Express. Okay, you may have, watched this movie, Chennai Express. X is equal to Chennai, y is equal to Express. I can print what is, I can print x, what will, be executed. When I print x, it will, print your variable x, that is Chennai. Then I can also print y. Okay. So this will print what? Express. So let me run this. So it has done its job, Chennai and Express. I can also print these two things in a straight in a same line. So what will I do? I will write x comma y. Now what will happen? Let me run this program. So x will print Chennai, y will print Chennai, and x comma y will write Chennai Express. What if I will write like this? Print y comma x. What will happen? Let's see. When you write this like this, y comma x, and you are using this bracket, it is saying express Chennai. So it is firstly calling y, then it's calling x. Y is express, then it's Chennai. So I think you all know this. Now what if I print x plus y? Now see what happens. What I am writing x plus y. Now this is what is called concatenation. Concatenation. So what happens now? It's simply adding these two strings. So Chennai and Express are, these are concatenated, these are, added here. Okay. So this is how this concatenation works. Okay. What if I write print y plus x? So what happens now? It will add Express with Chennai. So this will tell you Express and Chennai. Okay. So this is what we were talking about strings. So this was our first data type. Second data type that we have is data type dot py. So this is our second data type we are studying now. So let us talk about integers and float. So I will talk about integers and float. Okay. Suppose my x is equal to 9. If I print x, what will happen? It will print you 9. Okay. Now you know what happens if I update this as x is equal to 111 and I print this. X is, 9 is updated to 111 and I am getting 111, not 9, whenever I am calling the x. Okay. So this is also correct. Now I want to know what is the type of x. So I have written type of x. I can also, print this. I can print the type of x, or I can assign a variable to this. So I can assign that a variable a is equal to type of x, and then I can print a, so that I don't have to type again and again. And now it will tell me that, okay, the type of this data type is class integer. Okay. Now I am updating this x to 1.23 something. So whenever I am using this in fraction, now what will be x? X is will be 1.23, and you can see the class is float. So there are two data types, integers and float. Integers are the, the numbers like 1, 2, 3, 9, any whole number, and 9 and 1.23 or anything in fraction is your float value. Okay. So what will be the value of x? X is equal to suppose 0 point something. Okay. And I am, again printing the type of a, type of x. So the type of x is again float, and this is this. Okay. Now let's talk about something else. Okay. Let's talk about something called list. Okay. We will talk about that in our later class. Let's talk about x is equal to 9. Okay. Y is equal to 11. What if I print x plus y? Okay. X plus y. See what happens. Print x plus 1. Okay, x is 9, y is 11, print x plus y. What happens? It will add x plus y, that is 20. Now I want to create another variable z is equal to x plus y, and I want to print this value of z. So what will be the value of z? So this will be x plus y, that is 9 plus 11, that is 20. Now I want to know what is the type of z. So I will write print z comma type of z. So the type of z is what? Type of z is also integer. Type of x, y is also integer. Type of z is also integer. Now what? Now, observe something very carefully. I am writing x is equal to 9, but inside this quotes. Okay. And I am writing y is equal to 11, but inside this quotes, I am creating another variable z is equal to x plus y. Okay. And now I am printing what is the value of z and what is the type of z. Okay. So, and also you can tell me what is the type of x. So if I was writing x is equal to 9, then this was of a class integer. Okay. Whenever I am using x is equal to 9 inside these quotes, this is basically a string because we write strings inside this. So whenever we were writing hello world, what we were doing, we were writing any text inside this, quotes. That is why whenever I am putting this 9 inside this thing, so this is x is also a string. So I am commenting this that the type of A is str. What is the type of X is str. What is the type of Y? So let me comment this also. Type of Y is also str. This is not a integer because this is inside the quotes. X plus Y. Now this X plus Y is also what? This X plus Y is also, you know, uh, x plus y is also a string. Now, when you add to a string, what happens? Concatenation occurs. So, whenever I print this z, this will not be 9 plus 11, that is 20. This will be 9, 11, 11. So, let me run this program. What it does, it adds the two characters. It says 9, 11, 11. So, this was like Chennai Express. What we were doing here, we were writing this thing this thing, STR22. This thing whenever we were writing this Chennai Express and we were running this program, so when we were doing this x plus y, so this thing was happening. Okay, the same thing is happening here. 9 and 11 is not being added here. Okay, so this is basically concatenated, and whenever you are writing what is the type of this thing, and I am running this file, the type of this thing is also a string. This is not an integer, but I can make it to a string. I can, if I write x is z is equal to int of x plus y. Okay. Now see what happens. You can convert a string into integer also. So I am writing z is equal to int of x plus y. Now I am running the same program. What is happening? Nothing is happening here. Z is equal to int of x plus y. Here what happens? This 9 plus 11. This has been concatenated and converted into integer. The type has been changed from string to integer. But what if I want to, change this? So for this, what I will do, I will write it as x is equal to int of x. Okay. X is equal to int of x. I am updating the variable. Y is equal to int of y. Okay. Now I am adding this z. Z is equal to x plus y. So I don't have to, tell this computer that this is int. Now this z is essentially converted into integer. Now this will be 20, and when you print this x plus y, because x has been converted into integer, this string has been converted into integer, so I can comment this that you can change, you can convert, you can change data types, change the data types also. Okay, this 9 was a string. You have told the computer that, see, I am not supposed to use this as a string. I want this to be converted into a integer data type. So x has been updated to int of x. It means a new variable x is created which updates this 9 to int of 9. So x was basically string that has been converted into integer value. Now, when you add this z is equal to x plus y, so it will add this. This is again integer, so this will print 20, not 911. And this is typing use z. So this, what is the type of z? The type of z is integer. I hope you understand this very well. Thanks for watching. Till then, keep learning and subscribe to my YouTube channel, CodeHype. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Goodbye.